Hello. Hi guys, it's me again. Sorry about last time. I was a little angry, and stuff had happened that day. Stuff. But anyway, I'm gonna be trying something a little bit different from the other reviews that I'd scrapped earlier. So I'm yeah, these are more like so just a bunch of figures rather than just one or two. This is just a group of several figures that are really small. Actually, now that I think about it, that's kind of what Ugly Rich did in his video. I'm not copying you, I swear. It's just a coincidence, I swear. Don't leave me, senpai. Anyway, they're these boys. They're these Micromasters. Yeah, I've got a bunch of them. Well, yeah, I've got a few, small group of them. And I guess I might also explain why I like them better than this. So, there you go. That's comparison type thing. So, here are the rest. Joshua the Whoosh Boy. I don't know their names. Frank, not Wilker, construction man. Military construction, ammunition, explosions guy. not related to Hound in any way. Tracer. That's the actual name, by the way. I'm not joking. Tracer. Only some of you might understand that reference. Anyway. Orange the Borange. Shadow, original character, do not steal. Totally not angsty. And Chunk. He's not Hunk. Or the other guy from Goonies. Totally not related. Anyway, none of these guys have a lot of detail. And it's not that my camera has issues. I mean, it does. But there's not much to pick up on anyway. Let me pick up the worst one for you to be able to try and pick up details on. There you go. Just panel lining, very minor things like that. That's pretty much for all of them. Let me just start this off. One way that these are superior is that they at least roll. This guy, I mean, he slides around, but do you really want that? Look at this. That's not part of the figure. Look, he at least rolls, not that well. But like this one, for example. That actually rolls quite well. This doesn't. Neither do any of the others in that pack that I bought. Or in the blind bags or anything. So there you go. Anyway, for a couple of size comparisons. Here they are with, don't remember his name, a Minicon. Dollar Store Starscream. Yeah, this isn't going to work because these aren't large figures. And Legends Class Beachcomber. I'm just going to have to hold this in the air. And Warrior Class Drift. So yeah, these are kind of small. Smaller than Minicons, even, some of them. Anyway, I'm going to put you to the side. Put you guys to the side. I'm just going to start transforming. Obviously not complex for their small size. And a lot of them have stuff like fold out the bottom hinge here that will form the legs, which are either the back of the vehicle or the front. In this case, the front. Now this thing's on a weird system. First you fold the wings back, but if you can see that, what is that? It's like angled plastic. It looks weird. It's like a bolt, you know? It's like ratchets, but before ratchets were even a thing. It's like before the invention of the wheel, like a Flintstones thing, you know? Really lopsided, really weird. Odd, but, you know, interesting to try out. It certainly makes the figure a lot more firm and a lot more difficult to put back into vehicle mode. Easier in robot mode. But anyway, you fold up this, the cockpit, I suppose, to form a very thin heel. There you go. There he is. Not too bad with detail. I quite like him. There you go. Now for this guy. Fairly same deal, except you fold the back out. Then you fold up the cockpit. And there you go. There he is. Yeah, pretty good. Oh, this one looks kind of like a skeleton or a skull on his chest. You see that? Eye, nose, little mouth. Maybe he's a luchador. Who knows? Our first Mexican representative figure. Yay. You should go with, what's that DC guy? El Dorado? I don't know. Oh, you also fold this back, but it won't make much of a difference because this one was already broken. Guess it gives him the semblance of legs, at least. Not too bad. Not too bad. This one will have a lot of trouble standing. You just lean against here, in the back. Here's Tracer. The cavalry's here. You fold down this piece. I can't believe I just said that. Straighten out the legs. You fold this out to become a heel, because this will not stand up on its own. You fold this piece down to reveal the head. Here's Tracer. The cavalry is not here. Go away. Here's the dragster. By the way, I like the seat. It's pretty nice. Not bad with the details either. This is weird though. This is like a weird big engine. I don't know how they would even work, but well, whatever. Also, there's no windscreen or anything, so you really could die. And no steering wheel. Oh, but here's a justification for this though. See, they were thinking ahead of time. You know how later on, I think in season 2 of the cartoon, they were suddenly in the future in like 2006 or 2005 or the 2000s basically. I'm sure that they predicted that they'd have driving cars by then, self-driving cars, and this is what they thought that they'd look like. They thought ahead, you know. Very cool. Anyway, same deal. Fold the back piece out. Fold this in the front. There you go. Yeah, kind of hard to tell the details of his face without doing a wheelie-dealy with that, leaving that thing up. But not bad, again. You see a little mouth, you see a little nose, a little visor, you see this thing. The reason why this won't fold down flush is because of these two pieces. They get in the way of it completely folding down, which is unfortunate. Oh well. Not bad. I quite like this one. He's really neon and bright, and I don't know, kind of jarring to look at in a way, but I don't know. He stands out. There's this guy who is not missing his little piece, unlike this one. There you go. It's like a tow truck. Presumably, you would need like a string, maybe. I think that's how they tow cars. Presumably, I thought it was always that this hook was turned outward, and that you'd pick up the car by like the front. If this were turned outward like this, I don't know. Odd. Oh well. Do flip these pieces out. Do the thing. Tuck it in there. Not a reference. There you go. Round hand. Unlike the others, which I don't know if you've seen yet, but unlike the others, who a lot of tend to have rather chunky, solid hands for the chunky robots. It's like a really, really tiny, round, almost humanoid-looking hand, if you could say that. Odd. Same thing for this one, actually. So, again, fold it out. That's it. And see again. Very odd. Round arm, round fingers on a hand. It looks pretty good too. I like the silver. Something about his mouth plate and a separate chin underneath the mouth plate, it makes him look like he just has a big space between, you know, the nose and the upper lip. It kind of makes me think of animated Ratchet for some reason. Weird. Also, I'm not going to talk about his chest at all. Let me see. Anyone else left? Just this guy. I feel like this might be my favorite one, honestly. See? This is what I mean by it towing, by the way. I feel like the hook would latch onto this and then you could just tow along like that. But oh well. These little tabs, which will come into... Yeah, little tabs that will come into play later. Little headlights. Yeah, little door. Sadly, it's scratched off. I've been taking this guy everywhere with me. Which is why, of course. If you could see it, there would be a little license plate on the back as well, which is really nice. And a little door. Fake one, but you know. So, what you do on this one is actually a little more complicated than the others. You pull each piece individually on the slider, see? And it locks on the very end and on the other end. You'll see what I mean. Because see, it's hard to kind of get them to slide past the locking point. Hold on. Got it. There we go. Get in with my nails. That's what I mean. It is a little difficult and just a little annoying. But it does stay solid at least, and it doesn't flop around or anything. So there you go. Next, you swing these around, but then once you get to the tabs, you know, it gets stuck, right? So then you have to actually slide it back again, and then tab it. Get it past the tab. So, same thing on the other side. Do the thing. Do the thing. Lock the thing. There you go. Then you just pull this up, back. There you go. Again, this might be my favorite. I feel like there might be a little more detail on this guy. It just reminds me a little bit more of like a bit of G1 box art, you know? It reminds me a bit of a mini bot. In the way that the part of the cab section turns into the feet. It reminds me of Bumblebee. Little arms. Little solid bent arms. I don't know. He's not bad. I really like him. You go in the back as well. Size comparisons. Yeah, hold on a bit. Now you might be asking me, V, why didn't you transform Bumblebee off screen? That's because I'm a little lazy, and also it's simple enough to do on screen anyway. Do the thing. Swing the thing. Also, I feel like I know that the plastic is rather soft and all that, but it just feels really flimsy to me, in my opinion. More than anything, it just feels really, really not good. There you go. Uncomfortable. Here he is. Again, he just doesn't have as much personality as these guys. These guys come at least in a variation of colors, and you might say that the tiny turbo changers did as well, but it's just, I don't know, it's just not, there's something about these that I just don't like. It could be maybe because, you know, the Michael Bayformers style doesn't really work in this sort of deformed sort of way. It's like, I feel like they only worked either in the movies, which they worked more or less, and in the more complex toys, like maybe the movie Masterpiece and maybe the newer Leader class toys that we're getting now. I feel like they work better that way, as big, complex figures. But these are just, they don't look good. And apart from that, they're not painted well either. And neither are these guys, granted, but I don't know. For some reason, this just isn't as passable. And it's not like they're lacking in detail either. There's a lot. If you just paint it, it would look not bad, honestly. Like, obviously, this is one I painted, from one of the blind bag versions. Doesn't look too bad. But, you know, again, it's with these figures in paint, really. Oh well. Also, at least this one can't really stand. Nope. There you go. Anyway, size comparisons, once again. You already saw those, the tiny turbo changers. Here's Dollar Store Starscream. Here's Beachcomber. Here is this guy, Minicon. And lastly, oh, I don't know if there's space for you, but we will try. Hold on a minute. Let me just move you. It's okay, Bumblebee. You're not important. No. There you go. There you go. There's Drift. You fit in right well with them. Alright. So yeah, pretty small guys, but honestly, I don't know why. I just like these, and even the mini-cons, especially ones like these, I like them a lot better than this. I feel like this just has a lot more, I don't know, personality. I feel like it works in this style, because, you know, everything is supposed to look chunky and kind of weird and, you know, oddball kind of, and this one it's supposed to look like a Bayformer, right? You're supposed to think of a Bayformer when you see this, and I immediately don't, and I think of a monstrosity when I see this. I think of my fever dreams. It's not a good sign. Oh, you could also say, like, oh, well, these are for little kids, you know, that sort of thing. These are for them to have fun on the road trips and things. But here is where I feel like they fall flat. You see, I feel like with this one, if I were a kid, I'd much rather play with this one, because you can roll him. You can roll him along walls and along ceilings and along rails and the side of the car door and stuff, you know, like kids would usually do. But I can't do it with this one. The wheels are fixed in place, or they're not even really wheels. So that's a huge step down from these. And these were also for little kids, mind you. And you might also say, well, these were in blind bags. These didn't have a very big budget. These were, again, meant to be rather cheap. And what I would also say to that is that the other day I was watching some old Ashen's videos, and I watched one of his blind bag videos where he talked about one of these. See, at one point in dollar stores, they had all these mini-cons that came in blind bags with candy. So imagine, or not in dollar stores, but in pound shops. And even then, a pound is quite cheap. For one of these, very cheap. I remember back where, I mean, you know, a couple of years ago, I did find some of these in dollar stores where I live. But they were selling these for maybe, what, $3 to $5? Little pricier than a pound. But could you imagine, these were in blind bags too. And these I think these were pricier, actually. $3 to a pound. You know? Maybe it's inflation, but who knows? I don't know, I can only say that I like these a lot better. I personally think that, you know, it's all that kids have these days, but I'd much rather continue having ones like these, you know? You know what I mean? So yeah, this was a video about mini-cons. Not mini-cons, but Maybe I should do mini-cons in the future. I quite like doing this, you know, after being able to finally get the shot right and, you know, not having issues. This was a video about Micromasters. There we go. And why these are not very good. Yeah, there you go. So, good night, everybody.